I was thinking today that I've done well over 1,000 Social Security disability exams, and I've also been the ringside doctor for well over 1,000 fights, mostly boxing and mixed martial arts, some kickboxing, some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and some Greco-Roman wrestling. And I was thinking how those two jobs are alike and how they are dissimilar. And one of the things I thought of is that before every fight event, there's a fighters meeting where the referee goes over all the rules that will apply that night, so that the fighters will know exactly what they can do and what they cannot do to win a fight. For example, in my state, in amateur mixed martial arts, blows with the elbow are prohibited, but they are allowed in professional mixed martial arts. It would be nice if Social Security had a guide to their rules and procedures, but they don't really have a good one for people who are applying for disability. They do have information on their website, but it's spread out over a wide area, and a lot of it I think is too technical for most people to understand unless they're a doctor or a nurse. In this video, I'm going to go over 6 of the most common popular misconceptions I see that people who are applying for disability believe that often tend to trip them up or cause problems with their disability application. Hello, I'm John Foster. I'm a medical doctor who does Social Security disability exams. I've done too many to count, and as usual, everything I say reflects my own opinions based on my own experience and study, and not the opinions of the Social Security Administration or any other medical body. Now, every time I do a video where I go over Social Security's rules, I have at least one person throw an adult temper tantrum in the comments, blaming me for what they feel are unfair rules. And I was astonished when I woke up this morning and realized that our federal government still hasn't appointed me the commissioner of the Social Security Administration, which would give me access to their budget of $1,300 billion. And I'm sure I'd do a great job, but as of today, I'm still not the commissioner. If you feel that some of the rules should be changed, I would suggest that you write the commissioner, and I'll include their address in the description to this video below. It's Commissioner Martin O'Malley, Social Security Administration, Office of Public Inquiries and Communication Support, 1100 West High Rise, 6401 Security Boulevard, Baltimore, Maryland 21235. And if you find this sort of video interesting, you might want to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I usually put out one disability-related video a week, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, please put them in the comments to this video below. Now, the first popular misconception that I see is that people think that if they can't do their old job, the job they've been doing for a long time, they will be considered disabled by the Social Security Administration. Some of these people are doing very demanding jobs, such as jobs that require crouching and moving around in small, awkward spaces, such as a plumber. Have you ever tried working underneath a kitchen sink? Or jobs requiring a lot of heavy lifting and carrying, such as a pipe fitter or mason. The fact is, Social Security only considers you disabled if you cannot do what they call a simple entry-level job. A good example is a ticket taker at a movie theater, a job that can be done standing or sitting, doesn't involve any heavy lifting or carrying, and isn't physically or psychologically demanding. The next popular misconception I see is people think that if some other person or agency considers them disabled, then Social Security will agree. I see this most often in veterans who are receiving 100% VA disability. I also see it in patients whose personal doctors have told them they are disabled. Again, the fact is Social Security decides based on their criteria whether a person is disabled or not. In their website, they specifically state that they will not accept 100% VA disability or a statement of disability by any other body or physician as proof positive that a person is disabled. What they will accept, and what is very helpful for a disability application, is statements from your doctors listing your work-related limitations. And if you can get your doctor to fill one out, a functional assessment is worth its weight in gold. I've done a video on this. Keep in mind, your doctor is not required to do a functional assessment. If they do one, it's as a favor to you, so be sure to ask nicely. Now, the next one is related to pain. People think that they have terrible pain that never lets up, and that makes them disabled. And again, Social Security specifically states on their website that they will not approve disability based on pain alone, even if you say that it's severe or excruciating. What they will approve for disability is work-related limitations due to pain. As an example, if you say that I have excruciating back pain all day long, that won't help very much. If you say I can only bend about 20 degrees and I can't lift more than 10 pounds because both of those actions cause my back pain to become unbearable, then that will help your disability application. The next popular misconception that I've gone over and over again, and always get people telling me that I have no idea what I'm talking about, or other ways of saying that I'm an idiot, is people believe that their MRI of their spine, of their neck or their back, demonstrates that they are disabled. And I have reviewed thousands of MRI of the spine reports, and in the vast majority, it's impossible to tell without talking to the patient and examining them how badly off they are, or even if they have any spine problems at all. It's common for people who have what are called herniated or bulging discs on an MRI to have no spine problems at all, no pain, and no limitation of movement. I've been doing Social Security disability exams since 2017, and spinal problems are the most common issue that I see, and I've only seen one patient where I could tell that they were disabled based on their MRI alone. It was a very unfortunate person who developed an autoimmune condition called transverse myelitis, where the body's immune system attacks the spine. And on the MRI, it was evident that the immune system had attacked the spine in the mid-back, causing severe damage. And when I examined the person, they were numb and very weak from the waist down, could barely stand or walk. The final popular misconception that I see is usually in Form 3373, which is people believe the more diagnoses they put down as causing their disability, the more likely they are to be approved. And this can get ridiculous. I think my record now is 23 different conditions supposedly causing disability. And when I examined that person, they weren't disabled at all. They had some minor problems, but nothing serious. The fact is, often the most severely disabled people I examine have one diagnosis, such as stroke. Or I recently saw a person with lymphedema who was severely disabled, or multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, congestive heart failure, and of course, deafness and blindness. In each of these instances, I've seen people severely disabled with one diagnosis. If you're going to list your diagnoses, I suggest that you put the most disabling one first and the least disabling one last. And at your disability exam, spend the majority of time going over your most disabling conditions. I have seen people with multiple conditions who were severely disabled. I distinctly remember one person who listed 7 conditions, and when I was reading their records, I thought, I don't really think they've got all 7. And then I was shocked and saddened to see that indeed they had 7 conditions. Each of them was pretty severe, and each of them was contributing to this person's severe disability. Well, I hope this has been helpful, and as always, remember, if it happens, it's possible.